Stick around, because coming up next is Marvel News number 97. It's going to be an all Avengers and Spider-Man update, and you are going to hear stories on Zodiac, the brand new Zodiac, not that Casey Zodiac, but the brand new one that's going to remind you an awful lot of the 1970s one that Marvel used to do. Also, we're going to talk about Jonathan Hickman and Brian Hitch and their involvement, or lack thereof, in the Avengers universe. We're also going to talk about Spider-Man and the Lizard and why he's going to play such an important part in the story arc this year. Hint, there's a movie coming out that has the Lizard in it. And we're going to talk about the Scarlet Spider and what his plans are in the book for 2012. All that and more coming right up. Hey, you want to save 20% off of everything in the store? Then show up on the 20th of every month, because the 20th is Founders Day here at Alternate Reality. And on Founders Day, everything except this week's new comics and bulk supplies is 20% off. That's right, every single thing in the store is 20% off every 20th here at Alternate Reality.
Marvel Comics, if we're not careful, they'll take over the world. Bone Comic Book Man, they'll keep them in line.
Never let them see you conjugate. Marvel News, episode 97, The Wonder of Wheat.
Hey folks, how you doing? Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video outhouse. It's time for Marvel
you know it's an outhouse?
Marvel News.
Yeah, it's definitely an outhouse.
Marvel News. And Marvel News is coming to you from this place
It's
right
outhouse.
here, Alternate Reality, which is located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, where all new comics are always 15% off every day for everyone, including all my Marvel comics. And this is an all Avengers, all Spidey edition of Marvel News. And first up, we've got a story about the man known as, or the group known as, Zodiac.
The first arc of Avengers Assemble, the Mark Bagley, Brian Bendis. It's an ongoing series, but
Yes.
Bendis is leaving after the first 6 issues. The villain for
English, son, it's your mother tongue.
English. The villain for the first arc is a new version of the Zodiac, which has nothing to do with the Joe Casey single character of Zodiac, who was in a limited series earlier this year. It's an old-fashioned group. You remember the group that Nick Fury's brother was in?
The original group, Zodiac. He had the Scorpio key.
The Scorpio
Key, which looked like a big Anka. But he had the Scorpio. He had the Scorpio key, which I never did know what the hell that did. But
it opened up worlds and destroyed things.
He had a group of characters surrounding him that were made up of the signs of the Zodiac, which I think at some point in the late 70s or early 80s, Marvel killed them all off. Wasn't it one of those fool killer things?
The Zodiac people sort of disappeared right around the time, I think, when Keith Giffen was working over at Marvel, because he was in
Defenders.
Yeah, he was in Defenders. Yeah, I think the last time they popped up was in the Defenders. And we found
David Anthony Kraft was working on it.
And we found that the man,
Dak.
The man who had the Zodiac key, that was Nick Fury's brother.
Ooh, yes.
Jake Fury.
Jake Fury.
Who's dead.
Who's dead. But is he coming back?
No.
Because death means nothing in the Marvel universe.
Does Nick Fury have a sister?
No.
Fury?
No, just a brother.
Okay, continuing with Avengers news, Brian Michael Bendis, as we have reported before, is leaving the Avengers books. No big surprise there. What's going to happen after he's gone, though?
Well, Tom Brevoort, the VP at Marvel, he said, yeah, Bendis
the mind behind the Marvel
he's
universe.
Leaving, but you know what? That's like November of next year. He's already got like basically 11 months worth of stuff going on.
So most of 2012, you're going to still have Brian Michael Bendis.
Right. So some people were asking, because you got that Avengers versus X-Men thing going on, and the Marvel architects are working on it. And one of the people working on working on that is Jonathan Hickman, who's never done any X-Men work or never done any Avengers work. Okay. So wouldn't that suggest that he's involved in this because he's probably one of the 3 writers who's going to replace Bendis on Avengers?
Maybe.
And he writes
or maybe not.
Well, he writes so far ahead that this is a year from now. He probably have more than enough time to get scripts together for that stuff. So, could be him.
But what does Brian Hitch have to do with the Avengers?
Brian Hitch's last Marvel assignment, last Marvel work, because he's ending his 10-year exclusive, is the Ultron War, which is written by Brian Bendis. His part of that is done. His artwork is done, and so he decided he's been at Marvel for 10 years. He doesn't want to do an exclusive anymore, so he's free to go off and do whatever he wants to do.
Okay. As I said at the top of the show, this is an Avengers Spider-Man edition of Marvel News. And Spidey time! And the first
Who is an Avenger, by the way?
Who is an Avenger, of course, even though he doesn't deserve to be one.
What?
Well, Spider-Man's a loner. He doesn't need to be near.
He's not a loner anymore. He's a man of the people.
Who didn't spend some time as an Avenger?
Yeah, see?
Yes.
Name me one.
Yes. Anyway, Lizard.
Yes.
Lizard is going to be part of the first story arc coming up, isn't it?
Well, the next big story, you've got the two-part arc, a single-issue story, which we'll talk about, Morbius the Living Vampire.
Yeah.
Then you've got the 6-part Ends of the Earth arc with Amazing Spider-Man, which will basically tell you what the hell's going on with Dr. Octopus. And by the way, the writer for Amazing Spider-Man says the 6 members of the Sinister Six at the beginning of the arc will not be the 6 at the end of the arc.
Oh, so we're gonna have new Sinister Sixes by the end.
Something really huge is supposed to be going on with Sandman.
Well, Doc Ock is having all sorts of problems.
Well, Doc Ock is dying.
Yes,
so
he's having problems.
Right, so assume he's going to come back to life. But the arc after that, because you've got this.
Oh,
movie,
I know. Sandman's going to get this great green armor that he's going to wear.
He might. I don't know. But you got this big Spider-Man movie opening up next summer. So the next arc after Ends of the Earth will involve the Lizard.
The Lizard. Who's in
the Amazing Spider-Man. And if you want to know what he looks like, because Sony's been kind of keeping that secret, the toys are already out, so that already shows you what he looks like. He's got like a collar, and he's smaller face. He doesn't look at all like the comic book Lizard. He looks more like a lizard.
Lizard.
He's really screwed up. He doesn't have a long thing, and I guess he doesn't have a tail either.
Does he look like the cartoon lizard from the '66 Spider-Man series?
Creature from the Black Lagoon?
Actually, he does look a lot like closer to the creature from Black Lagoon.
And that's what the 1966 Spider-Man cartoon series lizard looked like.
Yeah, that's what he's going to look like.
Okay.
Coming soon to a theater.
Last story we've got. Our Time, the Scarlet Spider series, the new series, is just getting ready to ship. It's shipping this coming Wednesday here at the store, and it was 40% off for the whole week.
Why did you miss that? What's wrong with you people?
If you missed it, you could have gotten it at 40% off here
at
Alternate Reality anytime during the course of the week. But it's coming out, and what is the first story arc that's going to be featured in that book that is shipping Our Time this coming Wednesday? Bo, what is the first story arc?
Well, the first arc will take place in Houston because that's where the Scarlet Spider, otherwise known as Kane, who's no longer screwed up. He got healed up at the end of Spider Island. He's on the run. He's trying to get to Mexico. He stops in Houston. He saves.
Why does he want to go to Mexico?
Because he's a criminal.
Cheap drugs?
Because he killed people. He's a criminal.
Well, it's a good thing they're giving him a series.
Well, they don't know it's him.
Good thing he's the Scarlet Spider.
He's not wearing the hoodie. He's wearing a costume.
Man, I like the hoodie. Everybody loved the hoodie.
Yeah, that's why they set it on fire in the promo image. So, but he's on his way to Mexico. He stops in Houston. He actually saves someone's life and gets in trouble. So the first arc will be him learning how to be a hero, even though he's a villain. The second arc will have his old friends from the Assassin's Guild coming after him because he used to kill people.
Yes.
Kane killed people for a living. And now
sounds like a great guy to be a hero.
Well, actually, they said the point behind the series is he's going to learn how to be a hero.
Oh, I see.
Matt Damon.
Learning curve.
It's a learning curve.
Born Identity.
Right. He's going to learn. He's learning how to be a hero.
Okay. Well, that we will all sit enraptured watching his learning curve over the course of the next year or 2 or 3 as the series progresses. But until then, we're done. We're finished. We are out of here. We have got no more Marvel news. But you can go to the store's website, check out all the Marvel news that this man sends me that I post up, which I am going to be reposting again very soon.
It's about time. I gave him 23 pages of news, for Christ's sake.
Well, I spent a lot of time doing this, waiting for his news to show up in the first place, and did other things. But anyway, you go to the store's website, check out all that wonderful news, and where's the store's website at? Where?
Sarah knows all this stuff, and she still hasn't slept.
www.myalternatereality.com. Just chock full of fiber.
So go to the store's website and check out all of Bo's news for the Marvel Comics. And until next time, this is Comic Book Man.
And this is Bo.
Saying bye.
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.